What's up everybody? Welcome back. I have been meaning to do this video detailing the gear I use to make videos for a long time, but seeing as my channel just ticked over 25,000 subscribers, I figured now would be a good time to do it. Firstly, to everybody who's subscribed to my channel and contributed to the growth of the channel in some way, thank you all so much. This thing has really taken on a life of its own that I could have never imagined when I started making dinky little guitar videos, and really I haven't added that much to my setup since I started. The main improvement has really been getting two softbox lights. So if you've got a smartphone and decent lighting, you can make good looking guitar videos. You really don't need a whole bunch of expertise or know-how. But in this video, I wanted to show you guys what I actually use and a little bit of my thinking behind how I go about making these videos. So I need to show you guys this camera. I'm going to swap to my phone. This is the camera that I use for all my guitar videos. It's a Canon EOS M50. It's got a little flip screen, which is really handy. And for example, if I did this and turn it on, you can see that I'm filming this section on my phone. So the flip screen's handy because I can set the camera up and then monitor myself. And then I have this tiny little Rode microphone. I forget the name of it, but it screws into the top, which is very, very nice. And using a little headphone style jack at the back of the microphone, it plugs in to the external camera. So a lot of videos that I do, I actually just use this mic, but I've been trying recently to sort of up my game a little bit, so I use my Shure SM7B microphone to capture my voice a lot more of the time. It's actually just sitting right here, which hopefully you can see from there. So having the SM7B is great for audio. It's actually probably better to have the SM7 a lot closer to your mouth because it is a dynamic mic. Ideally I should get a condenser or something like that, but most of the time this tiny little mic on the camera works great. I'm using the 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens that it comes with, but I've also gone and bought the Canon lens adapter. So if I wanted to use something like their nifty 50 lens, which is fantastic for video, I can attach that one in there, and then I can pop my kit lens off my camera, and I can use my regular size Canon nifty 50 on, how do I do that? There we go. And now I've got a 50 millimeter lens on this. This is really compact. I basically took this rig all around the States with me when I went there recently for taking photos and for taking video, and it looks fantastic. The M50 can do 4K video, but I just use it for 1080 because 1080 is more than enough for YouTube. So that's the camera that I use. I've got two different tripods, a traditional tripod, and then over here I have one of these Gorilla Grip tripods, which is really handy for doing gigs, and I use this when I do my Axe Effects tutorial videos because I can just sit it on my desk and find a good position with it. So the camera, SM7B, the SM7B is going into Pro Tools, and then I sync everything up in Final Cut, which is really easy. I'll also give you a quick comparison between using the 50 millimeter lens and the kit lens for doing guitar videos, which you'll see right now. So here's the typical setup. You can see I've got the SM7B on this cool sort of boom stand. There's my softbox lights, which are sitting in the corner over there. I've got my Axe Effects beneath all of that. There's my monitors, and there is my Pro Tools rig. I'm using a UAD Apollo Twin and a Mac Mini to do everything, which is a nice streamlined little rig. And you can see basically I sit here, I use QuickTime for doing screen capture stuff, and then I sync it all up in Final Cut. I'm using QuickTime as a screen capture. I'll run you through the chain I use to record my voice, and then I'll show you the basic stuff that I do in Final Cut when I'm editing. All right, let's bring up the UAD console. The two plugins I'm using the Neve preamp in unison mode on this channel, and I'm using the Teletronics LA2A plugin, and you can see it's somewhere between like 2 and 5 dB of compression pretty basic stuff. Then in Pro Tools, I'm using the Shep's Omni-Channel plugin. I absolutely love this on just about everything else to just basically do a little bit of, well, there's 0 on the saturation and that's not on. I'm literally just high and low passing it there and adding a little bit of the de-essing effect there. If I wanted to add more compression or EQ, I can do that all within the plugin. Really versatile plugin. I like this one a lot. I think I bought it for $29 or something like that on sale, so look out for that one if it's on sale. It's well worth it. And then I use this demo version of the Massey L2007 mastering limiter, which is pretty cheap of me. I really should just go and buy that considering how much I use it. I've got another channel for recording guitar stuff up here, which I'm taking from my Axe FX3 via SPDIF, and as you can see, there's no processing on any of those clips. Right. Then, once I've got the audio, I'll import my video and my audio, as you can see here. And then, like this particular clip, the way I got this is I took this clip here and I synced it up with whatever the relevant clip was somewhere down here or somewhere up here, whichever one it was. And I can use the clip synchronize clips function, so I don't have to drag the video and the audio onto the screen and align it, which was the one thing that just drove me nuts about using iMovie. And now I have these synchronized clips, which I can trim up manually and just basically, you know, drag these things here, cut out anything that I don't want. If there's any audio discrepancies or things like that, I can turn the levels up and down using this little control here, which is pretty cool. And then I can add effects. Let's say I wanted to add a sort of cross dissolve between these two clips. That's really easy. I can just drag and drop that particular effect on there and let it render. Then there is a bunch of different color presets. Let's say I wanted to add titles to this. I always use this one basic title and then drag it down. I think on this one I'm using the 50mm Canon lens. So what I will do is wait for Final Cut to catch up, because I'm running Final Cut and Pro Tools at the same time. It runs a little bit slow. So this is the 50mm lens. And what I'll do is I've got a bunch of custom fonts that I downloaded for free from somewhere. I really like this one. I think it's called Saved by Zero, which you'll probably notice from my videos that I use quite a lot. Where is it? I love this one, the Slayer style font. Saved by Zero, that's a good one. I will normally add a little bit of drop shadow on it and then just basically drag it down somewhere over here and then increase the size for what I need, which is nice. There we go. This is a 50mm lens and I'll push that all the way across. Really, really easy, basic video editing stuff. I don't know anything about the advanced stuff in Final Cut Pro. And, you know, trim the ends, add some cross dissolves. That's how I do stuff in Pro Tools and in Final Cut. That more or less covers everything that I use on a day-by-day basis to make videos. The really big improvement was getting some good lighting, and I have to give full credit to my wife for that, because she bugged me for years, like, just get some good lights. And I was like, how much of a difference is it going to make? And it makes a massive difference, in my opinion. You are far better off investing in a good lighting solution before you go and spend a whole bunch of money on a brand new camera. Having said that, moving over to the Canon with the autofocus and the flip screen has just made my workflow so much easier. I spend far less time setting up for videos, and it means I can focus more on the actual content of the videos. Same thing goes for recording my voice with the SM7. It just makes syncing everything in post a lot easier, and it also sounds a lot better. So that's my setup. If you guys have any specific questions, please let me know in the video comments. And again, a massive thank you to everybody who's jumped on board and subscribed. Stay excellent, be good to one another, and I'll see you next time.